Hi, I'm Ian from the Press Play Podcast. Normally, before you listen to our little show, we like to play a dumb little clip that lets you know what dumb little movie we're about to talk about on our dumb little show. Because I couldn't decide which line to use from the dumb movie we're going to talk about today, here's just a bunch of dumb lines from the dumb movie that you're about to enjoy.
You're hit. You're bleeding, man.
I ain't got time to bleed.
Oh. Okay.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
Run! Go! Get to the chopper!
You one ugly motherfucker.
All right, you're listening to Press Play episode... I forgot.
10.
This is 10?
Yes,
we made it.
this is 10.
We made it to 10. Awesome. Okay, so... standard operating procedure here. Got the mics dusted off. New week, new show.
Yes.
Thanks for everybody that's listening on all formats: YouTube, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple Music, and everything that comes with those. If you want to follow us on Facebook, it's facebook.com/podcastpressplay. And we've been getting a lot of attention on that recently.
Yeah.
You know, just I guess growing as a show, which is really wonderful. And we started posting other stuff besides just links to our podcast. Like, I don't know if you saw today, because I know you were busy watching the movie that we're about to watch.
No, actually, I haven't been on Facebook, really.
Well, today I posted what Disney Plus, they finally announced everything that you're going to be allowed to stream on their new streaming service. And it's only like $6.99 a month, and it looks amazing. So if you get a chance, go look at that. We posted that. $6.99 a month, and what they announced they're going to be streaming, I am down 100% because that list looks astounding. There's hundreds of titles, and I'm so excited.
Awesome.
But that's, a whole other topic for a whole other day. Probably should have put that in Nerd News, but you know what? It really wouldn't have been that long.
No, it would have been it would have been that.
Yeah. So today, if you haven't figured it out by the intro, we're going to be talking about Predator. Which is, oh my God. I was watching it last night. You watched it just a couple of hours ago.
Yes, I did.
This movie, I haven't seen this movie in like 10 years. And I'm sitting there watching it again last night thinking, this is one of the greatest 80s cheese action movies that I've ever seen.
Oh, it's the best, dude.
Yeah.
McTiernan said that he was out to make a popcorn flick, and he damn sure did.
Yeah, and there's, some horror elements, but I never consider this a horror movie. A lot of people do, but I never have.
It's more akin to a slasher flick.
Yeah, kind of.
You've got the gore, you've got the what McTiernan was really good at is suspense.
Yes.
That's why Die Hard was so good.
And I think the reason that people think that because there's a movie monster, but I think the characters that are in this movie kind of keep it from being horror and more action because these are Green Berets and military guys and assassins and what have you, and just I don't know, it just never felt like a horror movie to me. Even watching it yesterday, I was like, "This is not." I don't see it that way. Now, Alien, on the other hand, is
that's straight up horror.
Yeah, and a lot of people don't consider that either. It's and I see where they're going. It's more science fiction, but it's darker. And you're just like in this movie.
Well,
you're isolated.
You take that movie out of space and put it on Earth, and it still works the same exact way.
Yeah, and that's kind of what this movie does,
to an extent.
Because you've got an alien hunting people in a very isolated location, but I think it's the characters that keep it from being horror to me.
Oh, the characters make this movie. The casting was just near perfect for an 80s action flick.
Oh yeah.
And you only care about these people superficially. But that's enough.
Yeah, these are very one-dimensional characters.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you get everything they're about in that one chopper scene in the beginning.
Absolutely.
And maybe a little bit when they're raiding that village, and then it's just they just start picking them off. Which is fine, because these characters don't need personality. That's fine. Arnold doesn't even have personality, and he's the main character.
He's just Arnold.
Yeah, he's just Arnold playing a guy named Dutch, but I'm not going to call him that. He's Arnold.
But yeah, Bill Duke as Mac and Carl Weathers as
Dylan. Jesse the Body Ventura.
Jesse the Body's in it. He's in it for what, 20, 30 minutes?
Yeah, I forgot.
He's the first one. He's the second one killed.
Yeah, I like I said, I haven't seen it in so long, and I remember watching it, and he's just a dick on the chopper, and I forgot the order, and I'm just like, oh wow, you could not have spelled it out any more that he was gonna go first, but he actually didn't. We lost. What was his name? Son of a bitch! It was Hawkins.
Yeah, Hawkins.
Which. I don't know why I love that character so much, because his only job is to try to make Billy laugh with his stupid ass jokes,
and he finally does.
Yeah, well, he only told two.
Yeah.
And the second one, Billy just I love Billy. I love I'm surprised that the one character lasted as long as he did, and that's Poncho, because he had no characteristics whatsoever.
He was the toughest son of a bitch out there. He gets knocked in the chest with a falling tree branch or tree log.
Yeah.
And gets I can make it. I can make it.
Okay, whatever you say. But yeah, he had like no personality, so I'm surprised he didn't go first, because you kind of needed somebody to get this movie going as far as, once he starts picking them off. I swear I thought it was going to be him first or Jesse the Body. But no, it was actually Hawkins, and that guy stuck around. He was the last person killed, which kind of I didn't understand, because, he seems more like cannon fodder, but he really wasn't. He was just kind of there.
Yeah, he kind of was. Speaking Portuguese correctly.
Not really, but there are so many things. Like, the movie is pretty simple. So I might do I think I might just do a lot of nitpicking on this episode, because it's really easy to break down. There's an alien from another planet that is hunting these military guys for sport, and he's picking them off one by one. Simple.
Yeah, the most dangerous prey on the planet is a militarized unit.
Yeah.
So it's they create the suspense with a very good decision that's not showing the predator very much at all.
Yeah, you barely see him, and when you do, it's like a telltale shimmer.
Yeah.
So and you know that you're looking at them through his eyes when all you see is him looking at them through thermal vision.
Mm-hmm.
And he has that little crackle or whatever sound that he makes, and that's all you see.
And there's also certain little things you notice on multiple watch throughs, like when Billy is climbing up to the bodies that are hanging down.
Mm-hmm.
Right when as he's climbing up, and the camera's panning up, and you see the upside down face that's all bloody. You can hear the predator, that little growl he does. You can hear that. So he was right there on top of him watching him. It's the moments in the film where he's right there the entire time, especially when they do the trap. And when Dutch turns around and he's right behind him. It's little moments like that in this film that keep the suspense up. What's going to happen, because anybody can be picked off.
Yeah. I think one of my first nitpicks starts before we even meet the characters. I don't feel like they needed to show the fact that he was an alien, because we would have figured that out.
Are you talking about at the very beginning when the ship goes on to Earth? You know what? I'm glad you said that, because I've always thought that.
Yeah, it's a little unnecessary.
Yeah, and I that looks like a scene that was added in post by the studio. No one's going to understand this. We got to have him, his ship drop off. But I think it would have been more effective had you not seen that at the beginning.
I absolutely agree, because it just seemed unnecessary, and it just wasted like maybe 30 seconds of your time.
Yeah, because the whole thing thing that gets everybody going in the film is that the reason they're there is a lie.
Mm-hmm.
So had you led the audience into that, like, okay, this is just a straight up action flick, and then we lied to you, there's a monster hunting everybody.
Yeah, and you find out later that it's not even of this planet.
Yeah. So
I just feel like that was unnecessary.
Yeah, with all the tech he had on him and everything, you would have figured out he was not of this earth.
Yeah, of course. I have many things to talk about, and I don't even have a list, so I'm just going to get to them as they come to me. So we meet this girl, Anna.
Mm-hmm.
And halfway through the movie, or this entire time, we've been speaking in Portuguese or Spanish or whatever, And then Arnold he's fed up. He's lost a lot of people, and he's like, "All right, you're gonna tell me what the hell's going on." And then she just speaks English, and no one mentions you knew that this entire time. Like, I understand we're in a very tense situation, but there wasn't one piece of dialogue that said you could have said that. You understood us this entire time.
Yeah,
I just don't know why it wasn't even addressed.
I don't either. Sometimes in these movies, it's best not to think about those kinds of things.
Sure.
Because there's a lot of moments that kind of defy normal logic.
Yeah.
Like the whole time they're setting up the trap, for instance. What's the Predator doing?
I don't know.
Is he not watching them?
Was he not watching Arnold set up his trap at the end? So that's another nitpick. One of the biggest ones I had, and it was more of a, wait, what? Mm-hmm. It was after the Predator kills Jesse Ventura.
Yeah.
And Mac is all depressed, and he's like, Arnold's like, he was a good soldier, and he's like, he was my friend. Not one time in this entire flick did we see that. What are you talking about? He was your friend. I understand they're a unit, but I don't even think they were together except for on the chopper, and they didn't even act like friends.
They were on the chopper, and they were when they were hiking in the jungle when they stop off, and they have they share the flask together. That's about all you get from them. Yeah,
so it was kind of just pointless characterization for Mac. Really, just kind of going on that vendetta.
Well, he had to go crazy.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, go crazy because you're being hunted by this monster, and you're kind of hot-headed and want to take it on, head on. And maybe something like that. But I just felt like the whole friendship angle just went nowhere.
Yeah, I never got that from them either. The movie told me, so I'm fine with it. But again, these characters are skin deep. So.
They are. Another nitpick I have is they did very well at killing off all of these characters.
Yeah.
Except for one. And that's Billy. Because he's the
the
one character that they did not dedicate. They didn't even give him an on-screen death. And his death was so pointless because he stands there, doesn't even say go, like, I'll be fine. He just stands there and they say, all right, fine, screw Billy. And he cuts himself for no reason. And then the next thing you hear is him screaming, but you don't even see it happen. So, okay.
Well, he went into tribal war mode is what he did. And when Arnold saw that he wasn't getting his attention, he was like, fuck this, I can't wait around.
And I understand that because Billy is probably one of the only other characters that's kind of developed a little bit because you know what he's about. Even though these are two-dimensional characters.
Yeah.
You get Billy.
He's interesting.
He is interesting, but you treat him like garbage in his death scene.
I never liked that. I wanted to see something.
Yeah, because in the Predators movie with Adrian Brody, there's kind of that similar moment when the guy who's in the Yakuza stays behind to fight one of the Predators with a samurai sword, but you see it.
Yeah, you get to see it.
Which is what they should have done here. Even if Billy stood no chance, at least give him the service of showing his death on screen. Everybody else you saw
make him
on
walk
screen.
his sword and then kill him. I mean, give me something.
That's all that happened. And that was just kind of a disappointment because Billy's one of the only people in this whole group that got a lot of screen time and you really liked.
He was the first one that suspected something. He was because he's so good at tracking that when he can't find boot prints leaving the place and there's no bodies there, he's like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and they're walking through the jungle and he's just standing there. He's like, what is it? There in them trees. Okay, so he gets it, and then you treat him like crap.
He knows something's off.
Yeah, I absolutely hated that. But one thing this movie shines in is letting Arnold be Arnold. And as far as like one-liners go, this one is pretty great. Like in most Arnold movies, there's going to be some pretty great one-liners, and this one had great ones.
I honestly think this is his best role. This is my favorite movie that he's in.
I would say it's my second because Terminator 2 is my favorite Arnold role because of what they did with the Terminator character.
Right.
By switching it around and making him, more human-ish or at least understanding humans. But this one is really great. Definitely my second favorite. And as far as one-liners go, it's also my second favorite because Terminator 2 and Terminator 1 had great one-liners, and
Yeah,
I
they
treat
did.
those kind of as a whole. But this one had great ones like "Get to the chopper" and "What you're one ugly motherfucker." Just the way he says it.
That and stick around.
Stick
and
around.
Knock knock.
If it bleeds, we can kill it. So great. And, you don't expect a whole lot from Arnold as far as the main character goes. This is just a dumb, cheap action flick. So,
But I think this is the best job he does acting in all of his movies.
Yeah, because he's really not that great of an actor in a serious role, but if you put
No.
him in an action film, he's going to shine.
Yeah.
Because that's what he does. That's what you come to expect from him.
There's so much about this film to love, though.
Mm-hmm.
The entire thing is shot on location in Brazil, and that I was watching the documentary today, and just how they had to do the production. Like you're always standing on a hill. There's never a flat surface. And,
Right.
It's so hot there, and
Oh, yeah.
I can't imagine how difficult this movie was to shoot. And it only had like an $18 million budget.
Yeah, everyone's constantly sweating. That's another thing I noticed. Like, Jesus Christ, I feel so
Yeah.
bad for these people.
But you had former soldiers in there. Of course, Jesse Ventura, he was a Green Beret, or a Navy SEAL, rather. The guy who played Pancho, he was in Vietnam. The Sonny Landon, the guy that played Billy, the insurance company would not let them cast him unless they hired a bodyguard. And the bodyguard was not to keep people away from Billy. It was to keep Billy away from other people.
This is fascinating. Go on. Why?
Because he's nuts.
Oh, how about that?
Apparently he's nuts, and he'll just go off.
Learn something new every day.
So
That's probably why they killed him off screen. Like, you know what? You're so much of a dick. We're not going to let you have this. Well, that explains that.
But just the Paleba action scene where they infiltrate that base. Holy crap!
That was so good.
It's I could just it's fire and explosions everywhere and hundreds of thousands of rounds of ammunition going off. And
Even Ventura gets a great one-liner. It's like, "You're bleeding, man. I ain't got time to bleed." Okay.
you got time to duck.
So another nitpick I have, and oh my god, this one blew my mind because I forgot about this because, like I said, it's been forever. So this, I've seen almost all of the other movies that Predator's been in except for two. I've not seen Predator 2. I've seen Alien vs. Predator, Alien vs. Predator 2, Predators. So this gun that he has on his shoulder, very powerful. It
Yes.
blew Jesse Ventura's chest out. It tore Carl Weathers' arm off. It killed Pancho because he took a straight shot to the head, and then it shoots Arnold, and he's totally fine.
Because the power on it's adjustable, and that's shown when he's at the fire, at the big fire at the end, when he keeps shooting up at Arnold after he throws that spear down.
And fireworks just explode. Like,
Yeah,
he's
but
trying
it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
See, I didn't think of it like that. I thought it was just like any other bullet. They're all the same.
Yeah,
like, every shot is the
didn't-
same.
He didn't take out Arnold because he's going around watching this unit move, and he can tell that this guy he's leading them. So he's saving him for last.
Well,
He wants to hunt him. That's
Okay.
why he's running behind him, and he doesn't kill him right away.
yeah, because, I mean, if you think about it, when he did get shot, he was the last.
Yeah.
Because Pancho was the last one of the unit. Anna picked up a gun. He kicked it out of her hands so she'd be safe. So really, I understand that he's hunting them, but he's also collecting them. So
Yeah.
I don't understand why you don't just do it then and there. But I guess you're right. I don't know. I just thought it was weird. I'm like, no fucking way. You just got shot with that same thing that blew Jesse Ventura's chest out.
Well, I mean, at the end when Arnold's got his ass kicked and he's sitting there just crawling away,
Yeah.
and the Predator's just walking behind him. You know, he's wanting him to suffer. He wants him to get back up.
He
wants to torture him. He wants to play with him.
He wanted that one-on-one.
Yeah.
Okay. Logically, it made no sense to me. I'm like, that gun is,
Yeah.
I've seen what that gun can do. It took Carl Weathers' arm, which was just awesome. I love Carl Weathers. I love him as Apollo, but just watching him in this role, so much fun.
It was. I love the way he talks. I love his voice.
Yeah. And it was so obvious that they're trying to get women to watch this movie because when Carl Weathers goes off to follow Mac. He gets another gun and he just stands there with his shirt wide open and like okay, we get it. You have a 6-pack, duly noted. You didn't have to do that. But he's just standing there with his like holding both guns. He's like, oh no,
wearing nothing but his ammo vest.
Yeah, whatever, man. But all in all, like there's nitpicks, but that's because it's a cheesy movie.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But it's so much fun. Like
it's the right flavor of cheese. Though.
Yeah, I might nitpick, but I love this movie. I always have, even though I don't watch it often, because this is not a movie that I can pick up every year and just watch. Yeah. I'm sure I would enjoy it if I did, but it's just not something that comes to mind when I'm like at home on a Saturday and I want to watch a movie. But if it's on, sure.
Oh yeah.
But it's not something that I actively run towards.
I usually have to be reminded of it first. I'm like, oh, I haven't seen that in a while, and I'll go pop it in.
Right.
But yeah, it's a fun ride from start to finish. I love this movie. I watched it for the first time when I was about right. I think this movie came out 86, 87. So I watched it when it came out on video, and I was 7, 8 years old.
I probably didn't.
Which is why I'm the upstanding individual I am today, because I get to watch horror movies and monster movies when I'm little. I love the 80s.
I think I didn't watch it until after Alien vs. Predator came out, because I knew of Predator.
Right.
I knew what he was about. I know what he looked like because I subscribe to pop culture because I'm a nerd.
Right.
I knew what Alien was about because I'm pretty sure I saw Aliens before. But after that movie came out, I decided I wanted to go back and try watching Predator, and I fell in love with this movie. I think I like Predator more than I like Alien.
Me too.
But I like Aliens more than I like Predator. But if you're just taking the first movie in each franchise, Predator's a way better movie in my opinion.
I think so too.
I think Alien
it's a better time.
Alien has parts where it drags too much.
And yeah,
I don't feel like there's any moment in Predator where I wanted to fast forward.
No, it's very well paced. It's only like an hour and 40 minutes long too. It's not that long of a movie.
Yeah, and like I said, just none of it is slow. It's all perfectly well balanced, and that's really great for, like I said, an 80s cheesy action movie.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times it's either dialogue it's just crappy dialogue in between great action, but this one has good dialogue, and when they're not being hunted, they're being hunted the whole movie, but when they're really not, you still want to know what these people are going to do, what they're going to discuss.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, and it's something I think that bogs down the sequels, is in this movie, you get absolutely no lore.
None.
You know nothing about this monster, and it works.
Well,
when you start, the only moment you get is when they're waiting in the bushes after they set the trap, and Anna's talking about this only happens in the hottest of years, and this year goes. So this has been happening, but that's all you get from it.
And that's another reason I feel like the first 30 seconds of this movie is unnecessary, because I'm fine
she
with
explains it.
She explains it, and I'm fine with not seeing it because I could have pieced together that he wasn't from this world.
Yeah.
And it just kind of, I don't know why, it kind of takes a little bit of the suspense away from the Predator.
It does. I completely agree. I wish that opening scene was not in the film.
Yeah, and really you can, we did say it's perfectly paced, but you can pretty much skip to the chopper scene and not miss a thing. Because
I usually will fast. The only part I fast forward through is them riding up.
Yeah,
I get to where he says hello to the general, and that's where I start.
Yeah, when Arnold and Carl Weathers, first meet, that's really where the movie can start for me.
Yeah.
But because I know what's going on, it's kind of pointless for me. So I'll just start. Maybe I might even start after the chopper scene, like once they land.
Yeah.
Because the chopper scene only serves the purpose of giving you each character's kind of quirk, and that's all.
Yeah,
which is fine.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was meant for. That's done well. It doesn't seem wasted. It's not eye rolling like it was in Suicide Squad
or Doom.
So it works.
Yeah.
It's just little, this type of movie, this movie in another director's hands would not have been as good as it was, because John McTiernan had a specific talent, and that was creating a suspenseful action flick.
Now I got to ask. I forgot that this movie existed because I didn't see it. Did you, that newest Predator movie?
I haven't seen that yet either.
I haven't seen it either, but I heard from my roommate that it was not that great.
No, I've heard that it's jokey and
yeah.
which I thought we were in safe hands with Shane Black, but
I understand that if something's successful, it's keep going, but this is a movie that really deserves to just stand on its own and not be messed with. Alien vs. Predator 1 was a good time. It wasn't a great movie, and I understand why they did it.
Yeah.
Because, Freddy vs. Jason was around the same time, and, it was really cool to see these icons fight each other, which is why I understand they did it. I don't hate the decision to make the movie. I hate the sequel. But I feel like Predator, as a movie, just needed to be left alone. The Adrian Brody movie is fine, and it's a good time, but just let it be what it is, just one movie. People would still talk about it with so much joy.
Yes, they would,
because it's a great movie. It wouldn't have faded into the distance if you'd have left it alone. It would still be popular.
No, this was an instant classic.
Yeah,
it was #1 its opening weekend. It made its money back and then some. So it wasn't a failure by any means. And it's hard to get movies like that nowadays. You got your John Wicks and whatnot, but a good just popcorn action flick is rare. That are good. Yeah.
Yeah. And if something's successful, they're gonna just beat you over the head with it. Like I love the movies to death, but I kind of don't want another John Wick movie. I don't even know if I wanted 3, but God, those movies are good.
They're going to turn that into the what was the one with Charles Bronson in them?
Death Wish.
Yeah.
I swear to God, I have not seen any of the Taken sequels. I only saw the first one because it was great.
Yeah.
I did not see the sequels, but I heard they were not good at all.
I saw the second one; it wasn't good.
Yeah, but Taken was kind of like Predator. It's a great popcorn action flick.
Yeah,
but it was good, so they had to just keep making them.
And that's where because I've seen Predator 2 probably twice in my life.
I've never seen it.
And I remember not liking it as a kid. It's just it's not the same. It doesn't feel the same. They should have. I don't know. Maybe I don't know why they didn't continue with Arnold. Maybe he was making another movie or so on and so forth. But it would have been cool for them to go back and see. Arnold's trying to explain to these. This is what I saw, and you're crazy, and
yeah. And he's in more of an urban environment, and he knows what he's up against this time, and maybe he
that would have been cool.
Yeah, but
no, we get Danny Glover,
which even I know it's an action movie, and he was kind of an action movie star, but even in Lethal Weapon, he was not the action hero.
No,
it was
too
Mel
old
Gibson.
For this shit.
Yeah, he was not the action type in that movie. Why are you making him the lead in this action movie? Makes no sense. But anyway, so one of my favorite moments of the movie, if you've never seen Predator, and let's assume that they had left out the first 30 seconds. When Arnold goes over the cliff and the Predator follows and his camouflage short circuits, and you finally see what he looks like.
Yeah.
Without his camouflage. That is a truly wonderful moment in that movie.
That's a great reveal.
When you get to see it. And then he takes his mask off later, and you realize, okay, this thing is really not from this world.
Yeah.
Because he still has a humanoid body type.
Right.
But let's suspend belief think that maybe somebody once got lost in the jungle and had all this high-tech equipment and just kind of lived for sport or whatever because that's all he knew.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that kind of sort of almost makes sense, but then he takes off the mask. Okay. But that moment's ruined by the first 30 seconds.
Yes.
Because we already know, and then all you're showing is what the alien, we already know it's an alien, what the alien actually looks like. It kind of takes it away.
It does. It really does. And hold on, I just have to say, mud, really? That's your weakness, is mud? I don't, it's an action flick.
Yeah.
I understand. It's not supposed to be deep.
But it's also so simple that it makes sense.
Yeah.
It's like so dumb that I get it. He's like, he couldn't see me because the entire movie he's looking at you through thermal, and because of the mud. All right, it's dumb, but I understand.
Right.
Congratulations.
They had to do something.
Yeah.
They had to have a way for him to hide.
Which is why I kind of like in the Predators, Adrian Brody movie, he not only covers himself in mud, but he surrounds himself with fire because of the thermal imaging. So he makes everything hot. That would have made more sense. But if you're watching this movie, you know that Arnold doesn't know that he sees the world that way.
No, it was something that he came upon by happenstance.
Exactly. It was an accident. He's like, he couldn't see me because of the mud. I get that now.
I hate that line, by the way.
He couldn't see me.
He couldn't see. No shit.
Yeah, no shit, dude.
He just walked away, and then all you had to do was look at your hand. You didn't have to say anything to me.
No, because we saw it when he took off his mask and still couldn't see you. Okay.
We got to give Kevin Peter Hall a round of applause because
oh my God, yes. What
his
a
performance
chopper
as the Predator.
Oh,
what a chopper! No, his performance as the Predator. Holy crap!
It was wonderful.
It was. They couldn't have picked a better guy. He was Harry and the Hendersons.
Yes, I did know that.
But yeah, just the subtle movements. That's been every Predator that you've ever seen from then on out. Mm-hmm. Behaves and moves that way.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he totally sold it. And the fact that I forget the guy's name, but Arnold, when they got the first Predator suit from Hollywood, and they were looking at it, there's this big red thing that looked like a bug. They're like, no, we can't do this, so they sent it back. Well, Arnold suggested that they use the creature director that worked on Terminator. So that's the guy that created the Predator.
Look at you with your special features knowledge.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, I just watched the movie. I didn't go into the special features because I wanted to go watch Letterkenny. So, what else do you have on Predator? Because I think I'm about spent. I don't have any more nitpicks
It's
that
just
I think of.
if you've never seen it, it's a great action flick. It's a dumb good time.
Yeah.
Don't expect anything deep.
No, just expect to have fun.
Sit back and watch things blow up.
Yeah.
And watch people get killed. It's fun.
Yeah, just have fun.
Yeah, just
That's
a
pretty
lot of
much
fun
it.
to watch.
It was a lot more gory than I remember for an action flick, because when you see the skinless bodies, I was like, oh, right, forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's the only horror element you're going to see,
It's
really.
pretty gruesome, and when he rips his spine out, it's a gruesome film.
Only in certain points, but yeah, that's probably
It's
why
few
people
and far
consider
between,
horror.
which I think helped.
Yeah, because then it's definitely horror.
Yeah.
All right, I got nothing else. My
No, I'm
nitpicks are
good.
done. I mean, the good vastly outweighs the bad with this movie,
Absolutely.
and that is just a testament to just good old '80s action cheese and Arnold. Oh my God, just being Arnold.
Absolutely.
So I didn't really. Kind of like last week, we didn't really discuss what we're going to talk about, but we kind of brought it up earlier in the episode, and I think that's something that we can do. Like if something sparks an inspiration based on the conversation that we're having, because right now, because it was mentioned earlier in this podcast, and now I want to do it. I want to talk about Doom.
Oh, dear God. You're going to make me watch that piece of shit?
Well, look, I don't think we've done a good... Well, let's think. When was the last time we truly ripped something apart? Was it The Matrix? Because Tommy Wiseau with The Room that was our last episode that we did. That's different.
Yeah.
We tore it apart out of love.
I think, the last one that we tore apart was the Matrix sequels.
Yeah, and then we gushed The Princess Bride.
Yeah.
So I think it's time for some hatred.
Okay. I can hate on this film.
I'm going to make you watch that piece of shit.
Okay, I can hate on this film. That's fine.
It's not hard. It's not hard at all.
Not at all.
I can do it right now.
It's easier to get into community college.
It's easier than online traffic school. Okay.
All right. Next week, yes, torture. Thank you, Ian.
Doom. Well, I mean, we kind of do this podcast together. You could have given me a suggestion, and it's a lot easier.
Well, you know what my suggestion is. You just don't want to go see it.
I can't go see it. Oh, right.
Yeah.
You want to go see The Joker.
Yes, I do.
I am really holding that off to the last possible minute, dude.
I know you are.
I just can't do it, man. I can't bring myself to go watch this movie.
I'm going to have to go watch it first then and just give you the go.
Bro, man, and that's going to suck too, is like you're either going to love it and make me go watch it, or you're going to hate it and I have to go watch it and hate it too.
So you might as well just go see it.
Son of a bitch. Oh, hell. It's just a lot easier right now for me to watch things I own than go spend money.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay.
We'll go watch it one day.
Yeah, eventually we'll watch this movie. Like, I think when it comes out on DVD, it'll be easier because literally everybody will have seen it by now.
Yeah, that's true.
You're gonna make me watch this damn movie.
I will.
Just don't make me go
Someday.
watch any of the X-Men movies. Like the last one I saw was Apocalypse. I can't do the Phoenix Rising.
No,
bullshit.
I will never ever talk about that movie ever.
Okay.
I still haven't seen it, and I don't plan on it.
No. Okay. Good. As long as we're clear on that. X-Men Phoenix Rising or whatever. What is it called? Dark Phoenix?
Yeah.
Not happening.
No,
Not
never.
on this show. Unless you pay us. All right. This has been episode 10 of the Press Play Podcast.
Thank you guys for sticking around. We really appreciate it. We'll
I'm
see
Ian.
you next week. I'm Seth.